Good afternoon, y'all. Welcome to the. I got family on, so this is how we do it. Welcome to the Sports Wave Network and Sports Corner with the Conn Man. And folks, I've been honored and blessed to have so many great guests. And but when it comes time to family, it's a whole different ballgame. This afternoon, I have with me Amelia. We go back. I ain't gonna say how long, but we go back a long way, and we are family. And when I mean family, she got, and we can go into that later on. But Amelia, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Mike. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. I'm
Well,
good. Living life and loving it.
I know you are, and that's why I have you on the show. You know, Amelia, I don't want to single anybody out. We grew up in New Bedford, and there are some of us like myself who felt their mission was to remain here and carry on the tradition. And then you have folks like yourself and Wayne the Rock who ventured out there in the world they probably weren't familiar with and have succeeded beyond belief. I want to give you a big shout out for doing that because a lot of people are safe in their environment. And for you and the Rock, I'm just naming you. There's so many more, but I mean, you guys are doing some great things. And for folks that may not know who you are and what you're about, can you let the viewers know exactly who you are and what you're doing and what you're going to be doing?
Sure. So I was born in New York. A lot of people forget that fact. And then my parents brought me to New Bedford so that I could have a better education and also I could learn about my Cape Verdean heritage because I'm 100% Cape Verdean on both sides of the family. So they wanted me to know. So I came to New Bedford. I love New Bedford. I consider that home. So even though I work in New York, I come home a lot and I stay involved, in New Bedford and in the politics. I'm producing a new TV show called MB Teen Talk for the youth in New Bedford for them to have a voice. So I'm still staying connected. And I guess for me, I'm a child of God, so wherever He leads me, that's what I'm going to do. So I've been fortunate enough to do a lot of things in my life, but I've also, gone through the hardships and stuff like that. That just adds to your character. So I'm thankful and I praise God every minute, every second of my day.
Now, what let the viewers know what you were doing in the past because you have a huge resume. You know what I mean? You've been doing what you did in the past.
Yeah, well, I mean, as far as New Bedford is concerned, every time I look at the water fountain at Monty's Park it makes me smile because there was when I graduated from college, I wanted to do something for my community. So with Mayor Bullard, we set up a whole program for, the kids to continue to learn and do their school work during the summer so that when they go back to school, their skill set is up. So we had the kids doing art. There was volleyball. There was lights. There was basketball. We repainted the basketball courts, and we ended up getting the water fountain turned on after being off for so many years. And then, I came back, and I was the youth director at the YMCA, and we did some phenomenal stuff. Some of the girls ended up getting a recording contract. That we ended up doing the singing thing, and my basketball team, the league, they had and one jersey, so all the high school kids wanted their jersey.
Right.
And
Right.
then, the winning team actually played on the parquet floor of the Boston Celtics. So yeah,
Ooh.
we were doing things, and I guess that is indicative of who I am. I take on any challenge and try to leave someplace better of which I came. So but most people know me for Rough Rider, you know, and I started in the black music department of Atlantic Records. And that's what Damon Jay was talking about starting Rockefeller Records. So it was pretty
We're going
cool.
to talk about that because Amelia, I think this show is about New Bedford. My show's seen all over the country. So I mean, that's great about New Bedford. We can talk about later on, but I want to talk about you. I want to focus in on you. I'm giving you your flowers and your roses. So I want the folks to know about you. I'll take care of New Bedford. I want you to handle your business.
Well, I mean, right now I'm executive producer and co-creator, co-director of a new television show called Hip Hop Tour. It's on a brand new black-owned network called Nubian TV. So if you have a Roku TV set, a Vizio TV set, if you have Veeam, Vizio, Fire TV, Amazon Prime, you can see our show every Monday, 8 p.m. And basically, the show is just to show the differential between the lifestyle and culture we call hip hop versus the rap industrial complex that we've been dealing with for the past 20 years. So, it's that type of thing, but it's very entertaining and it's a lot of fun. And, you're hearing it straight from the horse's mouth. And then I also have a book. Yeah, and I also have a book on diversity training.
Oh, I didn't know.
Um, Yep, it's called CEO versus CEO because when you're in business, and this is nothing to take away from my brothers. I love my brothers, but as soon as they see you, they see a female. And so the challenge becomes how do you make them see you for your skill set as opposed to just being a female? And so that's what the book delves into, gives women strong suggestions, lets men understand what they do inherently just by being dudes that sometimes can be advantageous or regressive for a female. And it's been wonderful. I've had wonderful dialogue. I've done master classes, consultations, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah. So we're looking to do a book tour with that now. So
Uh,
yeah. So
that is,
yeah.
before we go into who you've had on your show and who you've met during your time in New York, this show will be on Roku, by the way, next Saturday
Okay.
at 5. Yeah, so hey, I'm doing my thing too. Not like you, but I'm trying to do the right thing. I got a great network and a great supervisor who allow me to have the platform to do what I want. So, talk about how you when you first started. How did you feel when you first went to New York and experienced in New York? Well, you were born in New York, but when you went back to New York, and what made you decide to go into the field that you are in now?
Well, I mean, I've always been a New Yorker, even when I lived in New Bedford. You know what I mean? It's just in me. So when I graduated from college, I decided to go back for modeling because that was something that I truly enjoyed doing, and I did it for a little while. But I didn't like the objectivity of modeling. I feel like I'm just a little bit more than just a hanger. I mean, now they have the supermodels and all of that, and it's a whole different role. But back in the day that I was modeling, it was you were a hanger and a pretty face, and that's it. That's all. So from there, I actually got into the garment industry, and that I found that extremely interesting and very, very rewarding. But then I got engaged, and so my mom taught me as a woman, you never take a man from his industry. And at that time, my fiance and soon-to-be husband was a music producer. So I left the garment industry and got into the entertainment industry, the music industry specifically. And I've never turned around ever since. It's just something that's been in me. I mean, music has been in my life my whole entire life. My
I know,
father,
I know.
our family is a dancing family, you already know. So music has been there 24/7. It ain't never gone
It's great. I mean, give me 1 second. I gotta get back. If someone interrupt, I'll call. Stay on 1 second, please.
nowhere. Okay.
We're back. I hope we're back. Are we back? I think we're back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I do my show, Amelia, someone comes and interrupts my thing. Every god. I ain't gonna go there. But anyway, so I'm glad you go on with what you were saying, please.
Yeah, it's the same. So, and I think that's when, we actually established a relationship with The Rock because when I had brought Yo MTV to New Bedford, The Rock was expressing how he wanted to become, an artist and a producer and a songwriter. So we took him underneath our wing, and he stayed and spend plenty of time at our house in New Jersey, just learning the business and learning how to write music and learning how to write songs, etc., using equipment, etc., etc. So Yeah, I take pride in when I see, certain individuals excel, understanding that, you helped them get to where they are. That's such a blessing.
And folks, I think maybe will attest to this. The Rock was a superstar when he was a young kid, and he was given a one trip flight to California, and they basically told him, "Don't come back until you succeed." I think she can attest to that. And he was homeless 3 times. Y'all got to hear his story. He's been on my show like 3 times, and his story is amazing. And a lot of people out here in New Bedford were like, once he made it big, that he doesn't take care of the local people. And obviously that has changed because he has a lot of people doing things from New Bedford that are doing very big things. He has them doing on. I'm sure you have something to do with it, probably. But he has a lot of young artists who come on his show, and it just upsets me to think that he's gonna forget where he came from. You didn't forget where you came from. You know what I
I
mean?
never
So
will. But
I know.
but here's the thing. Can I just say something in regards to that? Every man to himself, and we can't pass judgment on what people do or don't do. All we can do is what we think is right and be the difference that makes a difference. That's always been my motto. So, I mean, that's why I'll never forget home. That's the reason why I'm doing MB Teen Talk, because our teens in New Bedford need an outlet.
Yes.
There's so many programs out there, but they're not aware of it. There needs to be something that they can connect to that redirects them to something else. So I'm hoping the TV show is that.
Well, guess what? Uh,
But
once the show ends, this will be televised, so they all will know about it. And I love this girl. I'm just trying to get a view of what you vision yourself in 5 years. What is your
well, for me, as far as what I want to do 5 years from now, I just want to continue living life and serving God. So, I mean, I do want to produce more television shows. I enjoy producing TV shows. I do want to act in more movies. I enjoy acting. Um, I just want to be that difference that makes a difference. I still aspire to go back and get my law degree. So, that's 2 years, but I've done so many contracts and stuff. It might also make sense for me to, you know what I
wow,
mean? So
wow?
that's something that I definitely want to do. So I mean, I just want life to keep on leading me where I need to go and being a catalyst of change everywhere I go.
I'm speechless. Wow, I mean, you know me, I got a big mouth. But what would you advise young girls? Because, like I said, all my guests, I like them to make an impact. That's why I really wanted you on the show. Not just because I love you and your family and I want you to get your roses, but I want you to make an impact. And, you know, there are young people who view this show. Like last night, I'll just be on with you. A young couple lost their son due to his son, I guess, was either given or bought marijuana, which was laced with fentanyl, and he passed away. So I had them on my show last night. As I said, even though I'm crazy, I do like to have my show make an impact. So, what would you give? Something. Maybe I'm not asking you the right questions. Maybe it's something you want to bring out that I haven't asked. Maybe there's something that you want to bring out, and of course, when I have you tell the people how to get in touch with you in your shows and all that. But I want to know what you would tell some young girl who may not have. You're from New York. You know how y'all are. But I mean, a lot of people don't have that in them. So, what can you do to maybe inspire those that might have the idea but don't have the heart or the desire or are scared?
Well, for those that are scared, the first thing that I tell you is fear means face everything and rise. So there's nothing about being scared. Face everything and rise. Face your own truth. Learn from it and learn about how you can accentuate who you are and be better who you are, and you'll be all right. That's the rule. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, ladies, learn to go from the block to the boardroom. You know what I mean? Is I'm seeing too many ladies concentrate so much on the hustle and not about being a young lady. And there's some beauty in being a young lady. Have fun with it. I mean, we're ladies for a reason. And, especially now when so much is being challenged as far as the definition of a natural woman versus another type of woman, etc., etc. You know, you can be female all you want. You cannot be a woman unless you can bear fruit. Period. Case closed. Naturally, might I add.
I
Because
love.
technology is wilding out nowadays. You got to be real specific. That's the lawyer in me. But you know, and dare to do. Sometimes we as ladies or young girls, we don't want to get pigeonholed in any idea or any reputation or whatever, and so we don't dare to do, or we don't dare to find out more about ourselves. One a very good mentor of mine said, learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable because that's where growth begins. And I live by that. And it's so true. When you challenge yourself, you wind up bettering yourself. You learn something about yourself. So, and the last thing that I would say is take out the word trying. Everything that you're doing, you're working on it. And do is get things done. So continue to do. And that's it. That's what I would tell them.
Wow, wow. Whew. Is
I love
that?
my babies. I love my babies.
I know you do. Before we get into your, how can I put it? Extensive family. um, I just want you. I'm here to give you your flowers and your roses. So I learned in order to be a good podcaster, you listen and don't talk. You let the guest be the focus. So I'm giving you whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to say. This is my gift to you.
Well, thank you, Michael. I mean, I think, I would just ask everybody to continue to support me when you see a post, like it, subscribe to my YouTube channel, do all that good stuff because numbers do count. And, I don't know, just let me know how I'm doing, because I just feel like all of this that I'm doing is for all of us, you know. You're only as good as who knows how good you are. So the key is to get known. And that's it. And your reputation reps you. So that I focus on now really intently. So, and as far as things to talk about, there's so much because there's so much going on in this world. But,
Yes,
you know, look to God and make sure that you're working on your eternal life instead of your just immediate life. Um, don't let money be the master. Let it be the motivation, but don't let it be the master. Um, as far as all the politics that's going on, focus on local government because then, regardless of whoever we have in the office, if our politicians are working on our behalf, it doesn't matter what their agenda is, they will fulfill ours. Um, and I don't know, I guess the last thing is, let's really give our youth an opportunity to be young people. They're not little adults. They're going to make mistakes, so don't hold them ironclad to the mistakes they make. Guide them to the different choices that they can make that'll turn those mistakes into mastery.
wow. I'm so damn proud of you, girl. Wow.
Thank you,
Let me
Michael.
get myself together. Let me get my wow. I am so damn proud of you. You are unbelievable.
Thank
I
you.
look at me. I'm in tears. I am. Wow. Whew. I ain't supposed to be like this. You caught me off guard on this one. All right. I gotta go this one off real quick. I'm so.
Always love, bro. Always love.
I know. I know. I know. I know you're very busy, so I don't want to take up all your time. I'm so honored to have you on my show, and the little time that you spent, I guarantee this will have a lot of views, and I'm going to do anything I can to help your goal, your dreams, to help you get more views. Because when they see this, I guarantee it's going to put a sparkle in their eye. It put a tear in my eye, but put a sparkle in somebody's eye. You know what I mean? All right, so you know, what I want to do, because a lot of people in New Bedford do see this, and you know, uh, I don't want to get too emotional, but we lost a lot of people, as you
Yes.
know, and lost a lot of people in your family, and you know, I guess I want to have you speak on that a little bit, if you could, because your
Yeah,
family
well,
was
yes, that no, that's fair. And respect to everybody that's losing family members and loved ones. There's a
correct.
couple of things that I'm learning coming home and just really spending more time because my mom is about to be 90. So I was like, okay, Ma, now that you're going to be 90, I got to spend more time home. So I've
Yep.
been spending a lot more time at home. And while home, I started realizing certain things. And some of it has gotten me upset. But again, I'm a doer. So, one of the things that's paramount for me is how the land tax is abusing the seniors in New Bedford, the people that have been living in their residences 30,
Right.
40, 50, 60
Right.
years and are on a fixed income. And now all of a sudden, because investors want to come into New Bedford and buy property at outrageous numbers, their
Yep.
taxes goes up.
That's
And it's a
correct.
domino effect because their taxes goes up and then their insurance goes up and then their property goes up and yada, yada, yada. But the only thing that doesn't go up is their money, you know what I mean, that they get from Social Security. So I presented to the mayor and to anybody who would listen um, a grandfather rule, a grandfather law, where anybody who resides in New Bedford 30 years or more owns their property and has been paying taxes, they get grandfathered into a set tax rate. And so that their taxes never rise, so that they can, in fact, maintain their house. And I think what really upsetted me is our city government, our administration. And there's a difference. I want to say this because a lot of people don't realize the city council is different than the mayor's administration.
Right.
And their mayor has almost autonomy in New Bedford, which we as the people need to change that because that's a dictatorship and we're a democracy. So that's a whole nother subject. But anyway, so they winded up giving a business a multi-million-dollar deal that right there where it says Black Lives Matters on Union Street, they gave them what they call a tie, which is a tax incremental exemption for 20 years. The very thing I was asking for the seniors. Ain't that some stuff? So, we're fighting that right now and been talking to a lot of people about it. And then the second thing that I realized is the youth in New Bedford and, the state in which they're in. You know, I've been doing youth advocacy for almost 40 years, and it's alarming to me to see that there's so many programs, but kids don't know about it. Like one little girl I rolled up on, like saying, "Hey, if New Bedford could give you anything, what would it be?" And she was like a boxing program. So I was like, "Okay, what's your IG?" Boom, and I don't think kids are used to people being so real with them, right? But I found a free boxing program for her. But can I reconnect with her? No, you know? And this is sad. So in the New Bedford Teen Talk show that I did, and shout out to my two little hosts, they're absolutely adorable. And I asked them, how do we get the information out there? And they was like, y'all need to post it where we're at, like bus stops and McDonald's and, places that we're at, not places where our parents are at. Because we're the ones that's going to ask our parents to go. And I was like, huh, that makes so much sense, you know? So those are the things that, I would like to see more of New Bedford. New Bedford, we finally have to face the fact that we are a cancer cluster. There's no
Yeah.
ifs, ands, and buts about it. And
Absolutely.
so, being proactive, going to the meetings for the brownfield that Buddy Android's doing, and particularly in Ward 4, and paying attention to Ward 4 in particularly because that's the most densely, populated community of ours, you know, and the gentrification is real. And we have to pay attention to that because all the sacrificing that our families have done for years to have what they have will be for naught. And I don't think that that's fair. You know what I mean? In a city that almost died because the industry left the city. The city had no industry, no product whatsoever. Not
True.
textiles, not tools, not tires, nothing,
Right.
right? The
That's
only
true.
people that was keeping the city alive was the taxpayers. And this is how you say thank you. Once you finally have the train coming in and investors wanting to invest in the amateurization of the city, how
Yeah.
dare you? How dare you? How
Now,
dare you?
hey, I'll put you on the spot with your lawyer expertise. uh, Governor Healy, I'm going to go into politics a little bit. She took millions and millions of dollars from the elderly and the youth care, but she donated, well, I mean, subsidized $1.1 billion of the migrants. What is your take on that?
Well, first of all, the whole, America is a migrant country. So, but what was done was the atrocity of the systemic de- debacle, really, to be honest with you. They didn't screen anybody. They didn't test anybody. We don't know anyone's background. That is danger. And the numbers reflect it. There's an increase in every single city in crime rate. And specifically, and this, I don't want to sound racist or anything, but there are certain traditional means of operandi, modus of operandi certain communities do, you know. And so the stabbings and the prostitution and, the trafficking and all of that has gone up, you know. And so we really have to take a hard look at what it is. I don't feel like the order is correct. It should be veterans, homeless people, then immigrants. You know what I mean? Because those are the people that have lived here, worked here, participated within our system. At some point, somebody that's homeless had a job or contributed something.
True
They
that.
shouldn't be left. They shouldn't be left for dead. And I hold the real estate industry accountable for that because somewhere down the line we have to make warehousing illegal. And for those that don't know what warehousing is they do an assessment of a neighborhood. They say, oh, there's 100 families and there's 100 homes. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 50 homes off the market. So now we have 100 families with 50 homes. So now the price will go up. That's warehousing. And they do it incessantly and they do it legally, but yet illegally because they use the law as a weapon and a tool. And that's something that we really need to stop.
You are absolutely correct. Now, how is it in New York with the home?
It's intense. It's intense. You know, I'm someone, I just don't feel there's no reason for homelessness in this country. We've got billionaires that could not even 1% of their income, because some of these billionaires are trillionaires. So
Yes.
if you talked about 1% of their income, it would wipe out homelessness completely. Completely. That's disgusting. So it's by choice and it's by design. And when we start looking at that, then we'll know how to resolve it and know who to hold accountable. It's greed, the worst element of human emotion.
You know something? You give me so much knowledge today. I'm lost for words. But we got to go on. We got about 5, 10 minutes, so we got to go on. Uh, um, is there anything that you would like to say about anything? Because, like I said, it's your show, it's your flowers, it's your roses.
So I want everybody to follow me. AMELIAISMORE. Amelia is more because I'm more than what you bargained for, and I'm your host with the most. Just Google that and you'll see everything from Twitter to IG to Facebook to YouTube to Lord knows everything else. My articles that I write, etc., the shows that I produce, etc. But yeah, just and if if there's something that I can help you with, feel free. I mean, I do consulting. That's the other thing that I do because my business Buzz Builder, and I'm affordable. You know what I'm saying? So you can hit me up. You know. DM or whatever, and I'll just give you my rate. But I'm affordable, and more importantly, I'm impactful. You know, everybody that interviews with me or does a consult with me, they always come away with more ideas than they can work. So I
All I
guess
got,
that's a gift God give me.
all I can tell you are very special. That's all I can say. I really
Thank you,
can't
Michael.
say more. You are very special. I'm crying, losing my voice. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to? Because New Bedford will be in the house.
Oh my gosh. Anybody I look up to? I look up to a lot of people.
Oh, no, you want to
Goodness.
give a shout out?
Anybody I want to shout out to?
Yes,
Oh,
show.
everybody. I want to shout out to everybody. Mom, Dukes, my son, Nicole, all my fam. I mean, everybody. Seeing how this is international, to my mentor, um, Shelly Zalis, to Rebecca Moses, to amazing women that I know, to Marva Allen from Wordy. For all you independent book authors, go to Wordy, WORDEEE. It'll be worth your venture. You won't have to worry about how you can sell your book anymore. She's the solution. So yeah, I mean, just everybody that loves me, I love you back. And to you, Mike, shout out, big shout outs to you. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Well, I'm losing my voice. You young ladies, this is someone you should aspire to be like. So, like I said, I want my show to make an impact, and you have made a major impact. Thank you so much for coming on my show. You have an open invitation for your book. Anytime you want to come on, hit your boy up with an open invitation. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Right back at you. Peace.